sketching lines. Don't need to take notes on this page. We just need to mention what sketching and graphing are. Graphing a line looks like this. We have a rule, we make a table of values, we plot the points on a number plane where we have marked the gradations, the numbers 1, 2, 3, into the negatives. We've labelled with X and Y. We've joined the points with a straight line with arrows at either end, and we have labelled our line. So graphing a line means table of values, plot points, our number plane has numbers and gradations, and of course labelled X and Y. And then of course our line gets rule line, arrows, and label. Let's see if we can just zoom in a little there. No, can't, sorry. I'll manually zoom. Sorry about this. Sketching a line looks like this. Our number plane is really simple. It's just a simplified x-axis and y-axis with arrows but no numbers, except that there's 2 points where we've marked them roughly in the right spot and we've put a line through and labelled it as usual. So there's a lot less detail, but we can see that the line, we get the idea of it. Sketching doesn't mean sketching as in art. Oh, I will sketch the line. No, no, no. It means use a ruler, but we're giving a general idea of the line using 2 points instead of a table of values and plotting all the points with perfect labelling. So sketching a line means a simplified number plane so if we can get some light here, that's better. So we mark 2 points and of course we rule the line. We have arrows and we label it. So we don't need you to write all this down, definitely don't need this bit. If you'd like, you could write down what sketching means. Pause if you need to do so because we'll move on to how we sketch graphs, because there's 2 ways of getting 2 points really. One way is to sketch our graphs with X and Y intercepts. And we start by finding the intercepts, and we better remember what the intercepts are. So the y-intercept is where the line cuts through the y-axis. Here or here, you'll see it's 3 on the y-axis, and I've marked that. We find the y-intercept because it's where x equals 0, because it's on the y-axis, which means it has to line up with x equals 0. So to find the intercepts, so for example, find the intercepts of x plus y equals 6. Sorry, that was really messy. X plus y equals 6. The y-intercept is where x equals 0 and the line crosses the y-axis. And we find it with the rule. We let x equal 0 and we solve to find y. So it's like an equation. The rule, x plus y equals 6, x plus y equals 6. X has to be 0, 0 plus y equals 6. So y is 6. The y-intercept of this line is 6. The x-intercept is where the line cuts the x-axis, and it's where y equals 0. Because it's on the x-axis, it has to be where y equals 0. So it's where the line crosses the x-axis, and it's where y equals 0. So our steps are now, let x equal 0, let y equal 0, and solve to find x. So in my proper working, I would say that I'm finding the x-intercept, or y equals 0, so x-intercept, so I'd have to label it. Here's my rule, x plus y equals 6. Let y be 0, x plus 0 equals 6, so the x-intercept is 6 as well. To sketch the graph, we just need a simplified number plane. And we just put a mark roughly where they'd be. We don't have to count gradations. I'm going to make that 6 there, and so it should be about the same distance for x equals 6 and y equals 6. That means I would need a ruler, and I didn't bring one, so I'm going to have to use my pen. We'd put a line straight through those points. We'd label them, and it doesn't matter if you're off a bit, because you can just change where the points is. That's 6, that's 6. My line needs an arrow, and I label it with its rule, which was x plus y equals 6. And I've sketched the graph. So if they asked me, sketch this graph please, I'd say I'm finding the y-intercept, so I have to let x equal 0. The rule, 2x plus 3y equals 6. Now there is an easier way to do these, but this is one, well, there's another way. Some people find this easier. If x is 0, take our rule, 2x plus 3y equals 6. If x is 0, 2 times 0, that just goes away. 3y is 6. It's an equation, y is 2, because I'm dividing by 3. So I've found the y-intercept. Find the x-intercept. Let y equal 0. Go back to my rule. If 3y is 3 times 0, then the y disappears. 2x equals 6, because 3 times 0 is 0, so that's just gone. X equals 3. So my y-intercept is y equals 2. My x-intercept is x equals 3, so we better make it a little bit further along, but it doesn't have to be measured. Pop in a line, arrows, and label it. 2x plus 3y equals 6. Now, this is a bit tricky. This one was a bit easier. As long as we can find intercepts and sketch a graph, things will be kind of okay.